and actually do very well. You know, Hardy, the amount of damage and the peel is pretty huge in a lot of situations. But we're heading right on in to our game number 4. OUG scrapping it out versus KLA, U and QGG. We're in a bit of a 1v1 there, throwing hands, using the fists, trying to create an opening, trying to get the hang sword that was on the ground. One of them finally does, and they do go down, but immediately going back on over to FPX and Alliance fighting it out. Alliance Revenge on the back foot, trying to disengage, goes for the double jump into grapple. Dongxing throwing those fan RMBs left and right. The double hold parry coming out onto Water. Water living on just a sliver of health. He's still alive, trying to run away. Dongxing trying to peel, goes for the jump parry, but unfortunately he does not get the timing, and Alliance are going to be able to take down FPX at the start of the game. And now FPX, they're in a bit of a precarious situation. They're right on the edge of qualification. They need to either get further up the leaderboard or just keep those below them at exactly where they are. You know, TEGG, DRG, they're all trying to get into that qualification spot. And speaking of DRG, we have them fighting against JDG here. One member already down, 2 and 3 members of DRG, all of them wiped out by JDG, only committing 1 Tessa ult and the Viper V3, doing so much. And this is why we've seen the Viper V3 come out and and get a lot of play recently, because it just you just prevent everyone from being able to use anything. No one can use their abilities. No one.
Interesting position here. We actually have Takeda casting the Moonbane, and Zipping is going to get taken down, but Takeda with Temi, still a ton of pressure going to be popping out now. Takeda didn't have ult right here, so it does make sense for Zipping to be on the background, but she does get instantly blowed up before she can pop her V2. The Moonbane is going to come down. JJH with the Viper, with the purple armor, going to be big chilling right now. They get their disengage, and KLA does get the loot to themselves, a big critical point. We saw KLA, they are the Moonbane masters. Even at Worlds, they just always have Moonbane on their deck. But first, TE versus JDG. JDG's been having a stellar day, staying aggressive all the time. But unfortunately for them, they are going to get triple Tesla ult, forcing out the Wuchen port. But it's going to the tether is going to reveal their position. They do get stagger, and TE is able to close the distance. No ult to their name though. No ult on Tessa either. So it's going to be a full neutral reset. And it looks like TE doesn't want to overcommit. Willing to back off here now. Let JDG recover. And Firefly Day, this evening day, looks like JDG is going to make their way to find some Fireflies, but down in mine, we're going to get JL versus EWG. EWG's member XG is going to get taken down. Fong as well, going to take down 14. JL running through and claiming mine to themselves. 2 Siphon teams able to claim their locations and scale up in the situations. Now VVV does have the purple armor, but if you look at his ultimate at the bottom, it is still white. They want to make their way up to gold ult. Ideally, if you get to gold ult in first Yang, you are good to go to win it. Oh my goodness. But FPX, triple purple armor and purple weapon, all of those players on Cannonball do benefit. Yodo, Yushan, Feria all scale up in damage by having higher weapon rarity, and the armor as well. Bigger armor gives you more of mech armor going into it. Now, Alliance all the way in the north, still blue armor, a big threat for Siphon. As long as you can get to that blue armor point, it really depends on what your jades are. You can have purple armor with no jades. I would take blue armor with full jades all day. We're getting GG as well, known for their macro. Purple armor already on the Feria. Big telling sign that Feria is one of the focus fire targets for Cannonball, one of the weak points, part of the win condition. It looks like Alliance is going to take a lot of damage. Alliance bow on the Takeda, one of the prio targets for this Cannonball. Yodo, LXM, staying on top of him, looking for that execution, looking for that slam. He's not able to get it. He takes up too much damage. He's forced to pop his Yodo while defensively. Yushan doing his best to connect to a target. Good job by Zipping, dodging this burst completely. Alliance Revenge doing God's work, avoiding all of this damage, but still, Yushan with the nice tech chase, able to get the slam. Now Revenge, no dodges to his name. He's going to double jump away, fly to the trees. The counter to Yushan. Trees, Alliance Bow going for a ride though, getting juggled by the turret and the shots. LXM is going to take him down. Now Revenge and his teammate have a decision here. Do we keep fighting it out? It looks like the disengage is called. DRG with the third party coming in hot. No Takeda wall to his name, but no need. Alliance lane is going to get taken down. Now JDG as well, a fourth and fifth party coming in hot. Now GG hot, trying to get away from this situation, using all their ultimates. Unfortunately, in the north, an unlikely situation where this location generally very, very safe, not many teams, and we're seeing this counterplay. Like I was saying before, Duncan, everyone's hunting path getting scouted out and teams finding nice third parties, some fourth parties, and getting these great timing attacks on rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that has been talked about a lot, something that you've talked about a considerable amount, is these hunting and looting paths. Like, these teams, not only do they prepare themselves for just sort of individual scenarios and that sort of thing, but they prepare themselves by trying to figure out other teams' hunting paths and other teams' loot paths, figuring out their rotations, figuring out when certain teams are going to be where, just by playing against them so much in scrims, playing against them so much in these NBPL bi-weekly games, and creating opportunities for themselves without the enemy team really knowing if it's going to happen one game or another. You know, a team could very easily be waiting somewhere, waiting to see if the intelligence is correct. You know, like they've scouted out that this certain team likes to do this specific route, and waiting to see if they can find an opening, find that third party opportunity. And it also speaks to how much, like, how difficult it actually can be, and how, like, a lot of people in the past have always thought that third partying is just sort of like, oh, it's just easy, you just see a fight, oh, you lucky, you got a free third party, blah blah blah. But finding third party opportunities is a lot harder than people realize. Finding the correct timing and also engaging in the correct way is not easy. You know, you can try and third party two pro teams and just instantly get bodied. They just turn on you, or you get caught in the middle of all this, like, this crossfire between those teams, and you can find yourself actually being the team that gets hunted down. So it's not easy, and finding those timings, creating those opportunities for yourself, is what makes a lot of these teams really, really good and really hard to deal with. But we're going to be going into our first set of Realms of Yang. We have KLA waiting to see if they will find themselves matched by another team. A few of these teams lurking outside this Realm of Yang portal, trying to decide if they want to commit for it or not, if they are going to get griefed on entry. FPX do manage to get themselves a spot inside the Realm of Yang, facing off against KLA. Now, two members of KLA do have blue armor, but they do have Jades. They have all of their Jade slots unlocked. They have quite a few decent Jades, so it's not a done fight just yet. Depends how this plays out. We have KLA taking to the skies, but QGG getting silenced and getting absolutely obliterated, almost just being instantly deleted. But thankfully, his zipping is there to keep him alive. The zipping ultimate proc, the F1 coming in as well, giving him that damage reduction, allowing him to find the time to use his ultimate and stay on his feet. The Ferrier ult in play here, trying to get value. The Yueshan as well, trying to create openings for his team. Dongxing, though, he's out of that Ferrier ult. He's on the run now. He has no armor and very little health to play with. QGG is trying to find him. the F2 in the air, managing to buy himself just a little bit more time, but 17S is going to be quick on that bow shot, catching him on that grapple attempt, and now Yue Shun in the 1v2 there, trying to stay alive, but unfortunately not able to do so, and KLA is just a matter of cleaning up this fight. A beautiful double parry coming in from Water. I have to say, though, is not much more that he can do after that one. You get the double parry, but you're not on the Takeda. You're not really in a position to actually 1v3 here. And that is all she wrote for that team. And KLA, even though they have the 2 blue armors, do come out on top here. As you said before, you'd much rather have blue armor and Jades than purple armor and no Jades. And I completely agree. You know, I mean, the difference between blue armor and purple armor is only 250. You know, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. And if you're trading that for a whole bunch of Jades, I definitely go for the bunch of Jades. You know, Jades win games. Jades of Destiny, as you like to call them.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. KLA actually pulls a wild play right there. Takedo's going to go down, and Zipping comes in with a hero play and drops her armor for him to swap, and survives the burst. Really, really dicey play. Good swap, but it's not enough. Zipping able to tank the damage and able to fade away, just because when Takeda's not being pressured, he's going to get more value off each shove. So something to incorporate into gameplay. Really, really tricky stuff, though. That's really, really tough to do, because technically, if your enemy sees you drop the armor, they could just pick up the armor instead. So counterplay can be involved with the armor drop situation. Still, really, really cool stuff from them. You never saw armor drops outside of Wuchen Port before. A lot of fights going down, and this is that discipline play I was saying. Like, after this Worlds, I feel like Naraka is going to go up. Everyone's playing these no ult zones perfectly. Red Pup is going to come down. No ult situations coming down, but the no ult comes out at the last second, and now V3 is going to be engaged. Aurora Burst coming out from Wolves. KLA trying to find this hit here. B2 from the Zipping being invested. Takedo's holding onto his ultimate. He's going to get juggled 100-0 here. OUG coming in with a third party, but he still has V2 up. So technically, will Takeda invest into this, or will they hold ultimate? You, on the opposite end, only he popped ultimate. Instead, the Takeda ult is coming out, and you see the offensive capabilities coming out from OUG's You. Getting tons of work here, tons of value off each of shoves. Yoda what's gonna be coming on. Everyone's piling in right now. OUG's SS, the Temi, under a ton of pressure, but Yu's doing his best job to dictate the pacing of this third-party situation, stopping the Yushan from creating any pressure. Yu doing an excellent job finding the opening here, but the Ferriomech is going to come out. He has only one more shove to his name, trying to keep his team alive, trying to find this last hit. The King taking a mass amount of damage on the Zipping, trying to stay alive. Now the disengage is going to be called. They only have 36 seconds on their buff. They either need to die here or get out. Looks like SS is going to get taken out by this Feria. Will you end up going down or fighting this? He has to be careful right now. 24 seconds on this buff. He's looking for a kill. He does find a kill on to Dong King inside the building. Now you chilling, slurping up the loot. FPX is getting picked apart by JL, and Wolves with the third party coming in hot. You is going to go down with that last 10 seconds left. Close call by him, but it looks like OUG is going to be able to reset up to 6 kills. But KLA and JGG having a massive game right now with 10 kills each. Woo, that's a lot of kills, baby. We're not even halfway. We're about hitting that halfway point in the round. EWG with the Yoda wall is going to be looking for KLA. Connecting the 17S, but 17S able to kite out of distance, and Wolves coming in. Non-stop third-party action going in the middle. Everyone has to be really, really careful right now, but Wolves piling in. Blood is in the air. These Wolves are hungry. 17S trying his best to survive, fighting off the pressure from those Wolves. The ult coming down from EWG, just too much pressure coming out from the lobby, and KLA is going to get the lead in, and Wolves is going to make away like bandits.
Indeed, they're gonna go back into the woods, happy with their kill, happy with the hunt. And Wolves are also another team doing extremely well, sitting on 7 eliminations this game. JL sitting on 6. EWG, unfortunately, they've only managed to find that 1 kill that they just picked up with that Ferriomech, but they really need to try and step it up here. They, unfortunately, after the first game where they secured, what was it, 18.6 points in the first game, they've not really managed to get all that many more points in game number 2 and 3. I think it was less than 10 that they've managed to get in those 2 games. So they really need to make something happen in this game and moving forward if they're going to have any chance of qualifying into the bi-weekly final. Again, now we're going into the realm of Yang, a team going in uncontested for the moment. It's possible that that could change at a moment's notice. JL do find the pickup on their teammate. One Feng, I think he had been taken down, been res, and now able to go and loot back up, finding that purple armor. JJH Godley out on his lonesome. A lonely blue armored Tessa is likely going to get found out, and here it is, the team DRG on the hunt. They've spotted him out. This is one of those places where you can kite for a considerable amount of time. You can just constantly loop people around these caves and these caverns. However, if DRG is smart about it, they can cut off the exits and just close in on him. But I think the main thing stopping them from doing that right now is EWG coming in, seeing the chase down, and cutting it down. They're going to potentially try and find a kill for themselves. However, I'm not sure if they actually have info on where this player has gone, and DRG, they're just going to leave it for the moment. They're going to go into the desert, into the open plains, potentially look to go shopping, find themselves some jades from the shop. OUG, I think they did go uncontested in the realm of Yang here, sitting on 7 eliminations with that Mystic Might buff. They're looking to go I think they're going towards this Morris Blessing here. They spot out Alliance. I can only see 2 members alive, or 2 members in front of them for the moment, but they do have 3 members alive. They managed to pick up this purple armor for themselves, as well as this White Tiger's Prowess buff. Pretty solid buff, but I'm not sure how strong it actually is in trios. It can definitely be good, but considering that the only real bonus that you get the majority of the time is the passive healing, it's not the best trios buff, unfortunately. It does do very well in solos for specific characters, but trios can be hard to find all that much value from it. But Godley, again, the lonely Tessa, has been spotted out by a team Alliance trying to lock him down, forcing out the ultimate. He does find an armor swap here, but it's only blue. Might only buy him just a little bit more time. He's kiting around this building. There's another team as well. The Wisp lands, though, and Alliance do pick up another kill. But that is actually a question, Raven. When it comes to White Tiger's Prowess, do you think there's any real reason to pick it up in trios, as opposed to Mystic Might, for example, in the realm of Yang? Because Mystic Might, it gives you the information. It allows you to find those solo players lurking at the edge of the map. Do you think it's ever worth it?
I feel like if you're looking to be aggressive and take a bigger risk, then White Tiger buff does come off a little bit better because it gives you a lot more sustain. Also, it sets you up for the end game. So it's a really, really big greed play. Mystic Might is definitely a more conservative play that you're able to scout out teammates coming over. Now we're going to get another pleasure. It's always a pleasure to see OUG's you going at it, and especially versus JL. 2 of the best dueling teams going at it. It looks like you on the outside controlling the tempo of the fight, looking for those shoves. Fong going for a ride. Good peel coming out from you. You finding the kill onto Fong, but it's a 2v2 situation. But again, you and his teammate taking it down. SS holding him down. You finishing up with the fight. Uppercut's going to come down. Takeda in a tough position. No more plays left. Good flank coming out from you. And OUG just showing why they are the Siphon team to beat. JL, no slouch when it comes to this Siphon mirror. OUG has been nonstop impressive. I mean, they have the edge, it seems like, on everyone when it comes to this raw duel. And I don't believe OUG had this pressure before. I just believe that you, with his ability to quickly react to certain situations, to mechanically perfect a lot of situations. I'm surprised you isn't a solo player. I feel like if he had more of an ego, if he was a more confident player, he probably have been really successful in solos as well. After meeting you in person. He's actually a really, really humble and shy guy. Really thought that no one thought much of him, and I had the pleasure of sharing with him that most of us in the Western world actually think he was the best Wu-Chen. Little did I know that my man was cracked at every single character that he plays, and we're seeing him carry OUG to new heights, as well as OUG picking up Mike in solos. OUG just a force to be reckoned with, both in solos and trios this NBPL season. Now looking over at Wolves, looking really, really stacked. This team proven me wrong, a little bit inconsistent. Will they be able to show up for this weekly finals? We are in a third weekly finals. Will they be able to keep this momentum? Because again, this is qualifiers. A lot of these teams have been here over and over again. We see the same teams dominating the situations. For the first time in a long time, we're seeing Wolves up there as well into the top 5 this season. Can they keep it up, though? Now, looking at the Jades and everything going in the later half, and surprisingly, at 9 minutes, we do have 25 people alive. So a little bit of conservative play going down now at the box. JL fighting for this, GG fighting for this. No one is going to be getting this box for the OUG is here as well. Temiel's going to be invested, but they have to be careful right now. OUG wants to put up the pressure, but TXJ with their Aurora Burst forcing them off. They looks like they are going to get the gold armor now. No Temiel to the name, but they still have the Takeda. Will OUG force the issue and look in? KLA's over there too. Is pretty dicey. Good job from JL. This is something that's overlooked of how spicy this team is. They know how to play the chess situation so perfectly. Now, unfortunately, in the future, we won't have the chess. We'll have the Thunderdome, the new spring that everyone will fight around. But for now, this box meta, the last little bit, a little bit of gatekeeping left in this gold armor is a big comeback mechanism within the game and has been for a while. So as long as you make it to this end game, a lot of these very stacked teams don't really go for the box because it's not worth it to them to double dip and possibly get hit. But if you are a blue armor team, getting that gold armor allows you to maintain your positioning a lot better, especially if you're to get your main carry character juiced up a little bit so they can survive a lot of the bursts going into this end game. But surprisingly, Duncan, we got 24 people alive. JDG is at 12, Wolves at 8, OUG at 7. So we thought the I really thought the threshold was going to be around 70-ish, but it's looking like the bar keeps going up higher. It's like opposite limbo. It's like 80-ish now. We thought it would be a pretty low. It's not low. How low we can go. How high is this going to go? And it's looking tough for FPX and GG. They still have 2 more games to go. Little bit of pressure. You want to get over that line first, but it looks not looking good for 5-2-1 in XCG. I predict by the end of this, at minimum, FPX and GG are going to go across, but so can DRG. They're doing really well this round with 4 kills transitioning to this end game. As long as they can play their cards correctly, play the good positioning game, they could find themselves getting across that finish line with this last push going into this end game.
Absolutely. We can see here GG, a team that does need to make it over this this threshold. They are extremely close now at this point. Only, well, just under a point difference between them and 5-2-1. If they're able to pick up 1 more elimination or just get one place higher in the placement, they are going to be able to achieve that. However, DRG again sitting on 4 eliminations. They're only 4 points behind that threshold as well. So yeah, as you said, XCG and 5-2-1 are in the danger seat, the hot seat. They are going to be sweating in there, sweating in the back rooms. They're watching this play out, hoping to God that these teams don't manage to find any more eliminations, find those MVPs. And the thing is, again, after this game, we've got 2 more games to go. But so one thing I wanted to ask you, you mentioned Tamalk and mentioned how this team was so good at playing these box scenarios. Now that the Morris Blessing is going to be essentially removed, from Immortal War, and we're going to be having these Thunderdomes, these sort of spirit wells to play around instead, as well as the caves that you can buy the key for in the shop. Do you think that that will... I mean, obviously Tumult has value in lots of other ways and lots of other areas, but do you think that that will end up seeing slightly less Tumult potentially? It's theoretically possible. He does still have a lot of value in the neutral. The ultimate is still extremely good. The F is extremely good at not only in and of itself as being a combo breaker, allowing him to iframe through certain things like Tessa ultimate, Viper ultimate, etc., but allows him to lock down enemy players if he secures the Wisp onto said enemy player. But do you think that we'll end up seeing slightly less Tumult because of the lack of a box situation to even be played for?
Excellent question, Duncan. An excellent answer that you answered your own question by listing out
I essentially
all of
kind of did.
strengths, and it's just he's such a good facilitator, like you pointed out, and you're very astute. EU known for their tumult play, knowing that character is absolutely busted, especially in trios. But going into the action, OUG's U activating this position, wanting to get locked down. 23 people alive, so much action going on. All the cicadas activating across the map. Everyone has to hold their ground, hold their spacing, and you get shoved away by Alliance's lane and that jabbing, but the V2 is going to be invested. They do have this building to keep them safe. All the Farias activating, shooting across the map, peppering in, looking at tons of damage from LXM, peppering into this house right here. Everyone just trying to survive. Temiel's going to be invested. OUG desperately trying to find some breathing room, but U is going to be able to find a kill. VVV doing a ton of damage as well, but it looks like he has Skyforce. He's able to get the kill and go back to full gold armor, and he has his ultimate again. He's sick of the bullying on this side. Shoves are going to be coming out, looking to get active here and create some space for his team. The King is still alive, but DRG has been holding this corner. These two teams have been sharing off. No one able to actually take hold of the situation, but on the outside, JL on the cannonball doing tons of work controlling the other side of the map. OUG is able to pick up their Temi though in this house. Just a little bit of room here keeping them alive. You doing an excellent job. The King doing his best to support his teammates, but DRG is going to be able to take down Zai Wuxen. DRG trying to work their way up the leaderboards. They're at 4 kills. They're trying to get over 80 points. Their Takeda is still alive, but you thriving, surviving. He already popped 2 ultimates. He's already at 75%. He's going to take to the sky. But on the other side, JL is absolutely dictating the pace of this lobby with GG. 2 of the GOATs of Endgame dominating their lanes, dominating their positions. But EWG has something to say about it. They have their Faria mech online. EWG's 14 goes into the trees. We got a Faria mech in the trees, shooting at GG. GG's going to activate their Faria mech 330, stopping the pressure. 14 coming out with the ult, trying to look for the kill onto LXM. LXM trying to desperately survive here, but he is going to get taken down by EWG's 14. 11 players alive, 2 people alive on EWG, but in the skies, we got OUG's U. We got Lane in the skies. On the low ground, though, we got a triple ult. JL with the Takeda ult, gold armor, gold ult with the flamethrower. BVV, a pioneer of this strategy, just saving his ultimate, ready to start the cook. He's ready to start the Takeda hibachi grill, the deep fry everyone as they fall away from this tree. But EWG's XJ in the Faria mech trying to get some pressure going. VVV weaving around, cooking the Faria inside the mech, trying to deny the pressure. VVV, look at him go. He still has ultimate to his game. Now, Takeda or Yushan activating, trying to deny this pressure, but VVV with the flamethrower. 7 people alive. JL has been here so many times before. Just a master class of cleaning up this lobby. You staying alive though with 12 kills. That multiplier is going to be coming in big. GG's gonna get taken down. 3-3-0, trying his best to survive to the very end to secure that second place, and you trying to outlast him, but the ultimates from VVV gonna be pushing him out. One ditch effort, you goes to this guy, he's not able to do it, but GG is able to clinch up that second place, and GG, JL and VVV making it look easy with that flamethrower to Kata.